Some people struggle silently with what would break our backs, but they hide behind smiles. Pain in their heart, smiles on their face. That someone is smiling with you does not mean they are all right. You need to dig deeper beyond the mask they are wearing and really find out how they are doing. I am not suggesting we stop smiling. As a matter of fact, frowning when you are depressed will only make it worse. Yes, the shades and the shadows of this life are as important as the light. But a genuine laughter in the course of the day will deflate tension in your body. A genuine laughter will give you the impetus to go through your darkest hour and moment. A genuine laughter will carry you through your darkest day. Laughter dilutes anxiety. If you want to conquer the anxiety of this life, live in the moment. Live in the breath. Jesus taught, every day has its own trouble, implying live every day to its full. Today, I want us to delve deeper into this subject of mental well-being. I want us to examine the symptoms of depression. You may ask me, why should we study the signs of depression? Yet you would agree with me, a lot of chronic diseases would have been treated if they were identified early. Many illnesses become malignant either because they were ignored or they were not detected and treated early. Often than not, headaches, muscle aches, protracted body fatigue and general body weakness, rising body temperature and pressure are indicators of underlying health issues that need medical attention. Remember, indicators don't drive a car. They just point the direction. They just show the direction that you are headed. Sometimes in this life, you will need someone else to read the signs where you are headed, or at least to help you interpret the signs of the direction where you are headed. That's why the Bible says iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Often than not, you will need other people to sharpen you, to help you understand your situation, to help you know yourself, to help you know what you're going through, because you can be depressed and not be aware. But again, understanding these signs can help you help a loved one who is struggling with his mental or her mental well-being. So these signs I'm going to share with you right now. I'm going to give you the tools, sort of first aid, if you are going through depression or there is someone depressed in your house, in your place of work, in your neighborhood. Let me make a disclaimer here. There is a very thin line between signs and effects of depression. Some of the signs of depression are also the effects of depression. It's sort of a double-edged sword. One side is signs of depression, the other side is effects of depression. So some 12 signs of depression. Number one, irritability, getting annoyed over almost anything and everything. Everyone annoys you. You get easily irritated. You take offense easily. Whatever they say or they don't say, they're cooked. Whatever they do or they don't do, you have a problem with it. If they want to help you, you have an issue. When they don't want to help you, you have an issue. When they talk to you, you have a problem. When they don't talk to you, you have a problem. You find yourself getting annoyed, getting upset, angered so easily. You could be having some sort of depression. Number two, feelings of inadequacy. You don't feel like you can do a task or an assignment. You'd rather someone else does it. You don't feel sufficient for a certain job, for a certain appointment. You don't feel like you're beautiful enough, you're good enough, you're skilled enough, you're educated enough, you're talented enough, you're gifted enough. You see, like other people have it, I don't have it. Number three, unusual fatigue. You wake up in the morning tired, You're going to bed tired. In the morning, you wish it's in the evening. In the evening, you wish it's in the morning. Your body is like such a heavy weight you are carrying. Number 4, body aches, especially muscle aches, lower back pains, some headaches, joint aches. And let me say this, you don't need to pick one sign and make a conclusion. But if you find multiple signs, they could imply you're depressed. Of course, these signs can also be a pointer of another health issue. But check it out, if this list is like 8 out of 12, there could be an issue. Number 5, erratic sleep habits. And usually there are 3 types of erratic sleep habits. Insomnia, that is lacking sleep. Or number 2, hypersomnia, oversleeping. Or number 3, disrupted sleep. You sleep for 2 hours soundly and then out of nowhere, you just lack sleep for a couple of hours. Erratic sleep habits. Number 6, loss or increased appetite. Some people when they're depressed, they eat too much and increase weight. Some people who are depressed, they have no appetite for food and they lose weight. So drastic change in weight, whether increase or decrease, could be a pointer you're depressed. Something is bothering you. Number 7, difficulty thinking clearly. You are struggling to make decisions. Let me say this. If you are battling depression, don't make a critical life decision like buying a house, investments, marrying someone. You should first recover before you can hook up with someone. Don't be a liability to your life partner. You should be helping each other brighten your days. You're likely to make a gross mistake if you make a critical decision when you're struggling in your mental well-being. Number 8, loss of interest. And I'm talking about lacking interest in the things you love, in your passions, in your hobbies. If you love watching TV or reading the newspaper, you no longer feel like doing that. You have no appetite. If you like bowling or tennis or golf, you don't want to go out. You want to stay indoors, locked. You're lacking taste in life. Number 9, pessimism. That losing hope. Lacking confidence in the future. Losing hope in the economy, in your relationships, in your own health, in your own life. You lack hope to recover. Hope to do well in your finances, in your career, in your relationships. You're just seeing things crushing, going wrong. Number 10, social withdrawal. Trying to lock yourself in-house, indoors. Many depressed people lock themselves in their bedrooms with their phone. Sometimes they're tempted to get into pornography or other stuff. Basically, they are isolating themselves from others, and isolation is dangerous. There is no problem that is too big for all of us. You are never meant to solve all your problems alone. Stop isolating yourself. Get out of that cocoon and look for help. Reach out for help. Isolation limits creativity. Isolation limits imagination. When you're isolated, the enemy plants seeds of despair and hopelessness. Let me say this. If you can only speak up, if you can only talk, you will get help. Help is within reach 24/7. Just stretch out your hand and ask for help. Don't isolate yourself. When you're isolated, you are an easy target for the enemy to hit and kill. The enemy comes like a roaring lion, seeking whomever to devour, and he focuses on the weaklings. He focuses on the one who is already suffering because it's easier to destroy them. You see, if a sheep or a goat or a deer is wounded, then it's easy for vultures and eagles to tear him up, to eat him. Whether there's a wood, in the jungle, the weak get eliminated. And that's true in the human society. The enemy targets you at your lowest point. Never be alone. Number 11, substance abuse. If you overindulge in alcohol or toxic substances like cocaine, heroin, morphine, opioids, opium, methadone, marijuana, you could be depressed. Please reach out for help. You may have the desire to quit drugs and substance abuse, but lack the willpower. You don't have to suffer all by yourself. If you find an alcoholic or someone doing hard drugs like heroin, cocaine, and ecstasy, please don't judge them. Don't criticize them. Don't give them ultimatums. They could be trying to cope with stress, anxiety, and depression. A lot of people on the path of self-destruction need help. They need love. They need rehabilitation. Number 12, and the last one, is suicide. Trust me, over 95% of suicidal cases were done by people who are depressed, people who battled depression and they couldn't take it anymore. They were tired with life and finally they committed suicide. That's why we must be very keen with the small things of this life. In fact, the Bible says, catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards, our vineyards that are in bloom. The little foxes that ruin the vineyards. Songs 2:15. It's not the big foxes, it's the little foxes that can hide, that are hard to kill. The most dangerous thing on this planet is the tiniest. It is the smallest. The smallest thing brings down the biggest thing. The virus brings down the blue whale, brings down man, the strongest of all God's creation. The virus is so tiny, 100 to 1,000 times tinier than a body cell. A cell has to be seen using a microscope. Yet a virus is between 100 and 1,000 times tinier. Yet it kills. Let's not ignore the small signs. The things that you think are petty are the most critical things in marriage. What you think is petty is the most critical in relationships. What you are undermining and thinking it's petty is the most critical for your health. It is the little foxes that destroy the entire vineyard. It is the small things that destroy a marriage, that destroy a career, that destroy a country, that destroy a family, that destroy health. And that's why if you stay with someone and notice one of the signs I told you, reach out to them. Learn to encourage one another. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Encourage one another. Never say things to discourage anyone. Be a source of hope, a spring of hope and encouragement to an ailing world. People are helpless and hopeless. They need hope, inspiration, motivation. Inspire them, encourage them, cheer them up. Be somebody's cheerleader. Encourage them to keep on keeping on. In fact, let me share with you what to do and what not to do, and what to say and what not to say while helping a depressed person. Because a lot of us want to help, but we don't know how to help. We make mistakes trying to help. Let me first say what not to do and what to do. I want to give you some 5 tips. What not to do and what to do. 5 tips. Number 1, don't judge or criticize. If someone is depressed, don't judge. Don't try to rationalize. It's because you broke your relationship. It's because you're not performing in your workplace. It's because you're obese. You're not taking care of your food, of your quantity and what you eat. This is not the time they need your logic. You may be right in your analysis, but you may not be helpful. What we need now is to help. It's not being right. What we need is to save a life. You can win an argument and lose a life. So don't judge, don't criticize. Instead, be there for them. Let them know no matter what happens, no matter who leaves them, you will be there with them and for them and by them. You are dependable. Number 2, avoid the tough love approach. What's tough love? Allowing them to hit rock bottom so that they may learn a lesson. Hey, that may be too late. You might lose them. They might not just hit the bottom of the ground, but in the grave. Hey, telling them to sort themselves up. Get up when you feel like. Tough love. Leaving them alone to figure out life. That's tough love. This time, it's not helpful. Instead, listen to them. When you listen, you send a message, I care, I hear you, I empathize with your feelings. When you listen, you send a message, I respect you, I honor you, you matter to me. Number 3, don't belittle their pain. Don't speak down their pain. Don't look down upon what they're going through. Don't try to downplay what they're going through and how they're feeling, because you really don't know how they're feeling. You are dealing with assumptions. I have seen people who belittled and downplayed the pain someone was going through. 3 days later, he had committed suicide. Don't downplay what they're going through. Take it seriously. If someone tells you they're feeling like taking their life, take it very seriously. So instead, try a small gesture. Buy them some lunch or some dinner, buy them a belt, a purse, a bag, a watch, a card saying, wishing them well. Try a small gesture of love. Number 4, avoid offering advice. Don't pretend to be an expert. You're not a counselor, you're not a coach, you're not a psychiatrist. If you're not equipped, avoid offering advice. Instead, learn about depression. Learn about the signs of depression and the right questions to ask. And in just a moment, I'm going to give you examples of questions to ask them. So don't play a master of what you don't know. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to know. And to help them reach out to somebody who is equipped to handle them. So learn about depression and the right questions to ask. Number 5, avoid making comparison. What's that? When I lost my marriage, I didn't go berserk like you. Hey, come on, your marriage is not my marriage. Or somebody says, when I lost my mother, I didn't behave the way you're behaving. When I lost my job, hey, I pulled myself over. I didn't act like you. Let me tell you this, your job is not my job. Your mother is not my mother. Your marriage is not my marriage. Your capacity, your ability to handle pain is not my ability and my capacity and resilience to bear pain. We are equipped differently. So avoid comparisons. Instead, be patient with them. You can't microwave mental well-being. It has to run its full course. It may take long. Your patience is the biggest asset. A lot of people take their lives simply because we give up on them. Be patient. Don't expect quick fixes. And now let me just share with you 10 examples of what not to say and what to say to a depressed person. Number 1, don't tell them what's wrong with you. Instead, ask them, when did you begin feeling like this? Number 2, don't tell them you will die alone. Instead, ask them, did something happen that made you start feeling this way? Number 3, don't tell them you will die and leave us here. Instead, ask them, how best can I support you right now? Number 4, don't ask them, are you the only one with problems? Instead, tell them, you are not alone in this. I am here for you, with you, by you. I will never leave you. You can count on me. Number 5, don't tell them it's all in your head. No, it's not. It's in their body. It's in their system. They're feeling it. It's in their spirit. It's in their heart. Instead, tell them, you are important to me. Your life is important to me. A depressed person wants to hear they matter. They are important. They have a reason to go on. Number 6, don't tell them, look at the glass as half full. You're basically telling them they're pessimists. You may be right, but not helpful. You may be right, but destructive. Telling someone they're pessimist is an insult. Instead, tell them, you may not believe it now, but the way you're feeling will change. Number 7, don't tell them, look at the bright side of things. Instead, tell them, I may not exactly understand how you feel, but I care about you and want to help. They feel respected when you say, you can't really know how they're feeling, but you're offering yourself for help. Whatever they want, you're ready to assist. They want to know somebody is there with them. Number 8, don't ask them, shouldn't you be better by now? You know what that means? Hey, I'm tired. I'm fatigued. You've exhausted me. I've given up on you. How can you say that to someone who's already feeling hopeless and helpless? Where are you setting them? You are telling them, I'm tired. It's done. Now take your life if you want. That's what they're hearing. Instead, tell them, I have been feeling concerned about you lately. Number 9, don't tell them, I can't do anything about your situation. This item is just like number 8. It's telling them it's over. It's over with me. You decide what you want to do. Trust me, if you tell them that, some of them, the next time they communicate to you, it's an invitation to their funeral. Do you really want to lose them? So don't tell them that. Instead, tell them, recently, I have noticed some differences in you and wondered how you are doing. Number 10, don't ask them, you have so much to live for. Why do you want to die? Nobody wants to die. Even those of us who want to go to heaven don't want to go to heaven dead. We would rather go there seeing. We would rather wait for the Lord to rapture us. Nobody want to die. People commit suicide as a last resort because we are not listening to them. We are not hearing them out. They feel like nobody cares, nobody hears them, nobody feels them. Instead, tell them, I wanted to check in with you because you seem pretty down lately. And there are many other questions you can ask them just to help them speak and vent. These are just a few examples. Begin to learn more about mental well-being without being judgmental. In closing, Ephesians 4:29. Do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, unwholesome, useless, unhelpful. But only what is helpful. Don't say anything that will not help people. Paul is saying we don't care what is right. We want what is helpful. Only what is helpful for building others up. Never say anything that tears people down, that brings people down, that discourages people. Anyone who discourages people is a partner with the enemy. God comes to encourage us. God never comes to discourage his people. There is therefore now no condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus. Our God is called in scriptures the God of all comfort. God never comes to discourage us. Listen to this. Only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs. What is their needs? What are their needs rather? What are their needs in this season? Address that need. Be helpful to that need, that it may benefit those who listen. So check 3 things. Is what I'm saying helpful from Ephesians 4:29? Is what I'm saying addressing their needs? Is it for benefit to them? Am I addressing their needs? Am I building them up? And am I benefiting them by what I'm saying? Thank you very much. God bless you. And I hope what I have shared with you today is helpful. Please give me your comments. Let me know your thoughts and share this video with someone else. You never know. Just by sharing this video, you may save another life. If you can, listen to the whole series. This is part 3 of the series I have been doing on mental well-being. The first week we studied about the test of depression. The second week, the causes of depression. And today we were learning about signs of depression. Please check the other videos and share with someone else. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Were you blessed by this message? Are you blessed by my ministry? I would like to invite you to be my ministry partner by sending me your love offering every month. I've shared with you the giving options on the screen. Help me to spread the gospel around the world. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to hit the bell to get notified whenever I upload new videos. And if you're visiting the Atlanta metropolis or you live around Atlanta area, welcome to Family Church, 287 Mount Calvary Road, Marietta, Georgia.